Hey people, what's up? This is Ashley with Music After Dark HTX. And these are my new friends. Hopefully I still like them.
We'll see how this goes.
Yeah, I know,
right? No pressure.
I need to start taking pictures before the podcast, just in case. No, but Sons of Honey is y'all's name. I love that.
Right here and right here on this little keychain I just saw on the front of my waist. Thank you for having us.
I love this. It's so exciting. So let's do intros. Let's start with you. Let's say names and position in the band.
Yes. Hi, I'm Dee, and I play
This sucks. You got this. I believe
I'm Dee, and I play lead guitar.
My name is Alejandro. I'm the rhythm guitarist and the singer of the band.
I'm Erol. I play drums, sometimes backup vocals.
And our bassist is right next to it.
To be determined.
To be determined.
To be determined, that's
Yeah.
right.
We'll figure that out soon enough.
What happened to the other guy? He moved?
He moved.
Yeah, well, that's what we like to say legally. We can't say what I did to him. Back alley, put a bag over his head. He's just sharing too many secrets with the band.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to bleep all that out.
Okay, so that's fine. So we can go with the story that he moved to Austin with his family.
Which is true.
Yeah. And we wish him the best. Austin is a very great city for music.
It is.
And he's a great bassist, so I think he'll do just phenomenal. Really.
So is that why he moved? For
Just purely because his family was moving.
Oh, okay.
His dad got a new job there. Whole family's like, let's just go move, and he went along with them. So.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So where did the name come from?
This guy, I'll say the story. So this whole band started back in high school, where we went
Hold on, I'm gonna make you start over. You almost have to yell in here. It's super weird, and that's okay.
That's fine by me, yeah.
There
There we go.
Yes, you can
I'll
be
just
super
put on that
loud.
voice. I'm already used to this. The band, we first started off in high school, and it wasn't really getting anything serious back then. We were just kind of kids hanging around playing music. But we went by Mad Honey at first.
Okay.
And that was my name choice. And then we went by that name for a couple of months when the band was actually active, when we first started playing at venues and things like that, and not just in my garage, just playing, for ourselves. But there is a band in Oklahoma that already has the name Mad Honey, and they're already tied to a label record, and they go on tours.
They've been playing for a long time.
2019, I think. So they beat us.
And somehow I think they
messaged us.
Yeah.
They messaged us. They messaged
Oh, really? They reached out to y'all,
They
basically,
were
their
like-
legal team?
Yeah.
Cease.
And they just said
Cease.
they
said
just
no
said
more.
yeah, no.
Well, they were very polite about it. I want to give a shout out to the actual Mad Honey band from Oklahoma. They were very polite. And they were like, hey, we're a part of a label record. You're too close to us internationally. And we were already planning on changing the name to begin with. So, because if you search up Mad Honey, there's already another one before us. But he chose the name for the band. Because I wanted to keep something honey.
Okay.
And then this guy over here was like, how about Sons of Honey?
Is it because it's all guys? Is that why?
I guess.
What are you gonna do? You can
What if
never
we
have
get
a
a girl
chicken band.
bassist?
You can never have a chicken band.
She can be a son, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. Yeah, this is 2024. Anyone can be anything.
I love it. That is so funny. I should reach out to them and see if we can Skype them.
Oh my God, I've been
And
wanting.
do
You
just
know
a
what
small
happened?
little
I hope it's a good idea.
I hope
They
it's a good
toured.
idea.
They toured here in Houston. It was almost salt in the wound with how fucking successful they got. We're Mad Honey and we're playing in your city, by the way. So get shit on.
Well, at least they noticed us.
That's true.
So,
and they were
made
very
something.
polite. Yeah.
Because if you guys sound like shit, they probably wouldn't care, right? They'd be like, they'll
True.
fizzle out,
Yeah.
whatever. So, could
But-
be a compliment.
They're very polite, very kind people.
So, when did you guys get started?
That's okay. So at first, when I said before we started in high school, right?
Okay.
I didn't know this guy during my high school years. I knew him and the old bassist during my high school years, and we'd play over a pre-recorded drum track on a speaker, and we would just play along with that. We're really good.
And we actually found them not too long ago. To be honest, we found them
almost a year ago.
about a year ago.
Yeah.
That was
Do you remember what was it? Has it been over a year now?
It was in May.
2000.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I remember I had to cancel one of my first auditions because I went to go to BuzzFest.
Oh yeah, so it'd be men.
Yeah.
Oh right, that's right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
They're like, wait, I thought your grandma died.
But we played like we played 2 live shows without a drummer, and it was fine. It was cute enough, right? But we were like, this is gotta change. And we want actual, music. We want something to feel. We wanted to feel things, right? And you guys, this is what a drummer was meant to do.
It took so long.
It took so
It took months.
Because not only that, we were not playing in the actual scene. We were playing in restaurants and things like that. We were that kind of band, and we didn't really know what the music scene meant to be, what the local scene was. We didn't really understand that.
So, how did you find out what it was? Like, how did you transition from
It was
restaurants
So,
to venues?
speaking of restaurants, that was the first ever gig we played at. 'Cause my boss was like, "How about you just play here with your band?" So I was like, "Fine, I'll take it." And
Are you allowed to say where that is? Are y'all gonna say?
I'd rather not.
Oh, okay, that's fine. That's
Really,
fine.
that's interesting.
I don't want people showing up to my work and they're like, "Oh, you're in a band." I'm like, "I gotta serve you a fucking burger."
For free too.
Not for free. I don't know when I said that, but I'm gonna keep moving on.
It's funny, I love it.
And there was a customer that liked the music, and he just kept coming back. And we just kept just talking every time he'd come there. I'd serve. It was a nice relationship. He's like, "Yeah, you should play at this place called Bohemios. It's like a music venue, here in Houston." I just searched it up. We played at Bohemios. We just kept playing at more of these venues where actual bands played at. And sometimes these venues already had other Houston bands lined
That's
up.
how I saw y'all guys at
Yeah.
Bohemios.
Yeah.
With
Garbage Girlfriend, wasn't it? That's
That
right.
was our-
I was a vendor. I sold hammers.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, that was our third time playing.
Yeah.
Yes, it was. And then,
We played there so much.
Yeah, we really like Bohemios. Bohemios is very cool.
We need a residency at the Bohemios.
That should be y'all's
Yeah,
sponsor.
it pretty much is. They like us and we really
Yeah,
like them.
that place, I would say it's our main one.
I think
And it
so.
is pretty cool. That was the first time I had ever been there before.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I had never been there
That's so
before.
It's a really nice venue.
It's actually a really cool, chill,
Super chill, super
chill
relaxed,
spot.
and
It's
just
got a
very
whole vibe to
cozy.
it, for real.
Yeah.
So let's do ages, because y'all were on the bill with Garbage Girlfriend,
Yes.
and they have a hard time booking places
Because they're
because
just
of their
a bunch of girls.
ages.
Just the kids. That was kind of okay. So he's 19 years old. I'm 20 years old. We are 22 years old. So
I thought, oh, really? Were you?
he had a birthday, remember?
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, people get older.
Sadly.
Yeah, unfortunately, age does not stop.
I'm already feeling it.
But
I'm not even gonna tell y'all, shut up, how old I am. Shut up.
We talked a lot.
we talk about these 2 kids. We talk so much.
Right, Erol?
But it was I don't think you ever really get problems. 'Cause the thing with music venues is that unless you are so obviously like a kid, then they'll be like, But if you're old enough, usually they'll be like, whatever, It's like you can slide on by them.
So then that's not an issue for you guys, booking
No,
venues
not
is not
really.
an
No, I don't think we
issue.
ever had it. We did have one time where we had a problem though. It was
What was that?
remember that? I don't know if I want to shout out this because we're gonna buy a shit tacos menu if we say where they were from.
Oh, the one like
the bar
I
and
can
grill.
bleep it out.
Okay,
Okay.
leave it out. Monarch Bar and Grill.
Okay.
Okay.
It's
Leave
like a
that out
Garbage
there.
Girlfriend.
Yeah.
It's like Dan Electrics or something.
Dan Electros?
They had like a terrible experience.
Really?
Really?
We had a very good time.
With
there.
like creepers and stuff.
Oh,
They're-
can I say something? I had a
Yes, because I asked them this on their episode, like, do they get a lot of
Should've never
that?
done that.
I
Should've never
have
done
I have
that.
a great story.
Do they get a lot of that weird stuff because they're girls and but they
course.
are young and
Yes.
they're
Naturally, that's where
They're
they
hard,
that
right?
was, when I
So-
first saw that band, that was honestly legit one of my first worries. Like these are like very young girls.
They're like really young.
And exposing themselves into a very weird scene.
Yes.
Because music attracts literally everybody.
Like everyone.
Everybody.
Like everyone
Yeah.
you can think of.
I had a weird experience at Dan Electros, not from the staff or anything like that, but from like this guy. I was taking a piss, right? And the urinals there are so they're so
Are they small?
right next to each other. And the guy, like as I'm pissing,
He's like being a weirdo.
and he was like, "Hey man, you ever heard of this band called Big Boys and the Big Burgers?" And I said, "I can't say I have, man." He goes, "Man, you gotta check it." Pissing, right? Puts his hand over my shoulder, speaker of his phone to my ear, and it's just this like blasting death metal music. It's like, this fucking rips, right? pissing. I look back on my shoulder. Yeah, this is great.
It's networking, right?
Yeah.
You're networking.
Yeah.
Multitasking.
Then he ran up to me saying that, dude, like this old guy just came up to me.
And I told everyone that I got fucking.
Dude, he told everyone that showed up. I'm like, dude,
Shout out to Big Boys and Big Burgers. And
Yeah,
I don't even know
my
if that's their
God.
actual name, but I like to think that's what their name is. I know that the band definitely has burgers. For sure.
Oh, that's a great story. Okay, so when there is 3 or 4 people
Yeah.
in a band, who picks the music or makes decisions? Do y'all like vote, flip a coin?
I bring up the idea of like, hey, what do you guys think about this? And then everyone else kind of just chips in. And if one person doesn't agree, then we just kind of shape it to where everyone is like satisfied to it. In terms of like picking the songs, in terms of like the covers that we do, everyone just tosses in ideas, you know. And I'm like, I like this one, and I'm very picky with the music that I listen to because I'm just a stubborn piece of shit. That's not cool. But everyone always makes like, how about this song? And I go, sure, and then we just do it. But in terms of writing like our own originals, that's just me. I write the songs, and I'm like, all right, you guys add on to this now, and then
yeah, it's like
they do their job.
So how we do it is that like he will like show us like this cool like thing, the riff
that I make up,
like a riff, and then like I
Basic
just do
layers.
something with it, and then like he comes on like just doing like a drum fill.
Yeah.
That's
And
very
like
cool.
that's how we just write
It's
songs.
just building blocks, really. It's just I add this part, they add this part, and this he adds this part.
So when you're writing a song, like, do you kind of have an idea of like the sound that you want to go to it, or is it just the words and then you have to figure that out?
I guess it's a mix
later?
of both. I
I am not a musician.
It's okay. It's a good question though, because it is. I guess it's kind of a mix of both because I don't always have the opportunity. I usually never have the opportunity to plug in my electric stuff, my equipment, because I have just so much fucking gear, and it takes a long time to set it up, and this and that, and you know, neighbors complain, and there's sometimes people in my home that are going to complain even louder than my neighbors. So it's usually just kind of playing on an unplugged electric guitar, so you don't get the full sound of it because it's unplugged, you know. And my acoustic is just a big old piece of shit, so that's not a reliable thing either.
Looking for sponsors for band equipment. Like I said, we'll try to find you guys sponsorships for
Dude,
band
like,
In
equipment.
terms
We are
of-
so broke
right now, I got no idea. But I think it's just like purely because I'm just rhythm guitar. It's purely just like how is the rhythm going to sound with these chords, and how will the vocal melody add up to that? And if it sounds even just decent enough with those two things going on at the same time, then I feel relatively confident that they can add more to it. And they always give suggestions like, hey, how about we add this into the song, or how about we take out this part, or how about this part gets tweaked like this so it sounds like this instead. So
So you guys have good communication then.
I would
Yeah.
say so.
Do you think
Yeah.
that's an important skill to have? If
Not
not
just-
just
No,
being
like,
able to play your
that's like
instrument,
a major.
but also being able to
Yeah.
communicate and play
From what a lot of the
With others.
musicians that we've seen throughout the scene, I guess this kind of goes for any musicians in general, is that it's kind of hard for them to properly communicate what's actually happening. And there's been a lot of times where bands, you know, hop out last second for whatever reason, or they're running late and they don't say anything in advance, and it's very
frustrating.
frustrating. That's the word. Yeah, it can be very frustrating. So whenever you find a guy that just kind of tells you, "Hey, might be a little bit late," or "Hey, can't make it this day," like in advance. I mean, I don't think it's just like a skill that musicians need. I think that's just a skill people need to just kind of exist properly.
Where all have you guys played at?
We have a question.
We have a full list right here.
Like, have y'all played at PFE?
Yes, we
Yeah,
have.
yeah. We've.
That's the first time we
Erol
played
with
with
her twice.
Yeah, that's the first time we played with Garbage Girlfriend. Actually,
Okay.
that's how
And then
we
you've
met.
played at obviously Bohemios, right?
Played at,
have you-
Acadia.
Acadia, so
The
you
now
did get to
closed
play at
Acadia.
Rest
Acadia.
in peace, Acadia, man. Oh my god.
So Garbage Girlfriends played the last show at Acadia.
Yeah, I saw that.
And they were able to take like the outdoor sign or whatever. So the mom, when I'm interviewing them Friday, the mom pulled out the sign and like I took a picture
No
with
way.
Dude, and the mom, I think maybe someone reached out to them, like, where'd you get the sign
Yeah.
or something, because, like, the comment is, like, her explaining that they have permission to take the sign from the kid, right? And I'm like, don't come in for these girls, like, stop. Have y'all played at Scout yet?
No, I've heard of Scout, but like,
Was it on the east side?
So it's down in Webster.
Oh, yeah.
Because where do y'all live? Like the north side? Well, I know where some of y'all live.
Yeah, energy corridor.
Is that kind of where you live too? So y'all all kind of live close.
Yeah.
That's good.
We do. We live on.
So do y'all have a problem driving to venues if they're far away?
Yeah.
Because Scout Bar is like, it's a 35-minute drive south from where I live.
We've driven like 40 plus minutes.
Okay.
Like Acadia was so far.
Acadia is really far.
This venue. And it was just a nightmare. It's even worse trying to get back. Because for whatever reason, we're always trying to get back from Acadia is a mess.
Like the last time that we played there, we stopped playing at what, like 11?
10:30.
Yeah, like 10:30.
We got back home like at 3.
3 a.m.
That's only because it was daylight savings that night. So once it hit, yeah, exactly. So as we were driving, the hour just advanced even later. So like, shit, god damn it.
So now,
it was a mess.
Oh shit, yeah, it is kind of far.
Yeah.
Do you think that's why some venues are closing? Is because people don't want to drive far and maybe they're right?
That's a really good question.
So
I think it's
I don't know what the going cost for Uber is. But
Yeah, I know. But
Probably not
I
cheap.
don't. Yeah.
It's probably not cheap.
I think people, because it is just local music in general. I mean, you're never gonna see White Oak Music Hall shut down. You're never gonna, because the big acts go there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think it's just the whole act of local music, and I think that's what local music. I mean, I can't speak how it was like 20, 30 years ago, but I think that's just how it's always going to be. You know, it's hard to take the new guys kind of seriously, and like, okay, well, I mean, they're new guys. They're like down to have another show. Why don't I just go to that one? Meanwhile, while all these other big artists, like, I don't know when they're even gonna play in this state again. You know what I mean?
Seriously,
It might be a couple of years when they revisit. So I must go to this one. You know what I mean? And not to mention, I think people also just like going to just bigger events because it's more of a social thing. You know what I mean? There's more people there. It's higher quality naturally because these big artists have better equipment. They have the best sound system that you can go to. So I think that it's just purely based off the fact that it's just local artists, and some people don't always want to make the time for that. You know, just kind of naturally.
Social media.
Oh boy.
Let's talk social media for a minute. Do you think it helps or hurts?
That's a very good question.
Because apparently there's an app that I can sing into that makes me sound like a whole professional and such.
I'll say my answer because I manage both.
And sometimes you hear someone maybe on the radio or on Spotify or whatever, and they maybe sound one way and then you don't.
Yeah. I think with social media, I think for TikTok, the wave and the trend of bands getting big on it, like, we're just a small indie band, you press these 3 buttons to help us out. I think that's come and gone. Because I think so many bands have done it that it's so cheesy to do it now. Like, how would you help a small band by pressing the share button?
Dude, and a lot of local bands don't have TikTok yet. Like, they haven't jumped on that bandwagon. And it's like
we have
a TikTok shout.
It's kind of a weird sound. Dude, my sound tech person he's never been in here. He's been fucking amazing.
But that's the thing also with TikTok, that is the trend where it was happening. Where all that, like, how would you help the small artists?
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. So people, whenever a new artist or a new band does that, it's like, you're corny, you're cheesy. But for Instagram, I like Instagram a lot because TikTok is a global appeal. You're appealing to the whole world.
Yeah.
On Instagram, you can like dictate for what region you want it to appeal to. And if I'm just right now appealing it all to Houston right now.
Do y'all even have a Facebook?
No.
Okay, that's what I thought.
I don't even have a Facebook account for myself.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, okay, and that's like
course
a
you
weird,
have.
that's an age thing because people that are younger don't really mess with Facebook. They have Instagram and the tickety tax, I like to call it. Because I went to look and I'm like, bitch, they do not even have a Facebook. I am so old right now.
Because it was one of the first social media platforms, so things just kind of come and go, I think.
Well, and Facebook has changed too.
That's true. It's changed a lot
Like
from
a
what
lot
it
of
used to be.
ads and mine. So, yeah.
But in terms of the answer to your question, I think it does both.
Okay.
I think it can definitely help in terms of if you're appealing to your city, then I think that's great. It really, really does. But in terms of TikTok, like good luck, because so many bands have done that trend that now you're kind of like looked down upon if you are the new guy and you do try to use those like certain keywords or certain trends. People are going to be like, nah, whatever. I've seen so many other bands do this, and no, you're not going to get big by doing this. So TikTok, I think, of course, naturally, because you have the chance of going viral, then by that, any social media can help you. But I think TikTok, there's more judgment there and more competition there. Well, Instagram is more of your community, so that's why.
I like that. Dude. That's a good
You're
answer.
good at this, man.
That's a good
I think
answer.
too much. That's what it is. I just say it.
We
Why do you
know
think
who
I'm
the
up?
overthinker is in the group?
Here's if you ever ask me a question, it would take me like a minute to even think about it.
Or he'll just give you the wrong answer. That's
I'll
not
say
even
like,
completely related
I'll
to
say
the
like,
question.
I don't know.
Or he'll just start something. This was happening at the car here. As he's driving, right? There's a bunch of streets, and I'm just like, there's so many streets in this thing. It's yeah, this street is becoming. What? What is it becoming? Nothing. There was no finish to that sentence. It just started and went nowhere. That's it.
So how do you guys? Okay, who does the shows? How do you? Who's calling? Are you guys calling venues? Are you sending emails? What does that look like? You do open mic?
I emailed. So it depends on the venue, really.
Okay.
If it's something like Bohemians, where it's more local, more cozy, they will respond to your emails, and I love emailing them. They're quick and they're very consistent. It's great. Any other venue, I would recommend calling them themselves, and I would recommend calling them more than once because they will absolutely forget that you even called them. So it's mainly just calling them and basically like, hey, can you please put me on the show, please? And they say, okay, yeah. Then you call them again a week later, hey, how's the shows? Like, oh yeah, we'll put you on for this month. Call them another week later, so it's like, hey, you know who it is.
So you almost have to bug them.
Yes, you should bug them, and
right?
they are
Be super annoying. If you think you're being annoying, you should maybe call more.
Be annoying.
You should maybe call more.
Be annoying, but be
Professional, right?
respectfully annoying. Yeah, give it always a week, and if you don't hear from them in a week, hit them up again.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's what I always book the shows, and it used to really bug me, but now I've accepted that's how it is. So I'm usually the one doing all the bookings, and it's usually just a lot of phone calls.
Are you guys? Have you done any festivals yet? Is that something you want
we just
to do?
had
We just had our own festival. Yeah, we just had our own festival at Booking Hills. We called it Honey Fest.
Honey Fest.
Yes, and
That
we had
was 2 weeks ago. 2 or 3 weeks ago.
It was July 20th.
That was a while.
That was a while ago. That was almost a month ago. So not
It was
even-
it was 10 years ago.
Yeah,
So
basically. But it was a lot of fun. We had a lot of great bands there that we were very good friends with. It was our Bassist Goodbye send-off show. So we made sure to really give it our all. And we're gonna have more Honey Fest coming soon. So we'll see, and we'll have a lot of great bands, and it'll hopefully just be a thing that we can do at least a couple times a year.
Dude, that would be dope.
Yeah, we really wanna keep pumping it out, keep working. But yeah, Honey Fest was our very first one. We'd love to be invited to more festivals that we don't run ourselves, because usually we're always the guys running and throwing the shows. And I think that's kind of what we've been known for a little bit now, of just kind of the hosters.
The hosts.
Yeah, we're the hosts.
Yeah, the only shows that we were
Super
brought
happy
to play
fun way.
was a Super Happy Fun Man with a BFC.
No,
I think that was it.
I asked them though.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
BFC?
I asked, they just threw us on a bill. They didn't come to me. It was just Super Happy Fun Land that we were invited to. Which, by the way, oh my God, is that venue a fucking nightmare? And I'm not shit talking them because it's cute. I like the art a lot. There's just no AC in there. Yeah, and it's just a brick building, and it's so goddamn hot. First time we played there, it couldn't have been worse. Because there's this guy, shit-faced, completely out of his mind, stumbling. He looked like a zombie, right? And in his mind, it's like, these guys are sweating. I should help them. So he gets a water bottle, opens it as we're playing, flah! Just throws the water all across us. So,
I need some too.
Yeah.
You're like,
I'm burning up.
Yeah.
I'm burning up.
It goes hundreds of dollars.
Oh my God, that's what I was so worried about. You were when I asked like, were you scared? You're like, no, I thought it was cool.
Man, I thought it was pretty cool.
I was terrified.
I was steaming hot.
So was I. But I'm like, oh my god, this is like thousands of dollars worth of equipment that I got like on me, and water was just dumped all over. Thankfully,
I thought it was.
Thankfully, nothing was hurt. Nothing was damaged. But it was
Oh
definitely.
my god, for those of you that cannot see me, because I'm not on camera, I'm like cringing on this couch right now.
You're just like
fucking
crying.
Yeah, we're putting her in tears right now. That's our bad.
Oh my god. Holy shit. So wow, let's lead into that question.
Yeah.
How do you guys feel about like fans and stuff like talking to you after shows? Like, are you all
being
cool with
honest,
that? Is it like creepy? Like, is it weird?
I'm being honest, so
I'm surprised we have fans.
Yeah.
for
Shut up,
me,
you guys are good.
it feels good.
It feels good,
It does
okay.
feel good.
It feels great.
I'll say like the best part about playing the show is what happens after the radio you play.
Yeah.
Because that's when like the crowd just comes up to you like, dude, you're so great, you guys are all amazing. To me, I think that's what's the best part. And it's really
that.
It's really heartwarming, you know.
It's been
Like,
Because there's some people in the music scene that are like,
Well, those guys are dickheads then.
Yeah.
They think they're all that. Especially if you're in a local band where you still have to fucking drive your own car with your own equipment. And how much of a fucking pompous asshole are you? In my opinion, you know what I mean? Yeah, we're driving.
yes.
Yeah. So I think it's been absolutely wonderful. People
And I ask everybody that. I've asked everybody that.
And
Everybody's been
It
like,
just feels
so
good.
far.
Yeah, it feels really good. I mean, so far, like no trembles, but so far it's been pretty heartwarming, heartfelt. It's pretty
yeah,
nice.
I couldn't have said it better. It's a very nice, rewarding feeling.
Merch. Do we have merch?
You got this right here, baby.
Okay.
You got this shirt right here. You got some keychains that we got right here as well. We're going to be releasing even more merch soon of our EP that's coming out, which I guess is a good way to plug it in. Blood Guild.
Yes, plug y'all. That's why I do it. I do it for y'all, not for me. So.
Blood Guild is going to be dropping more than likely later by the end of August of this month, and we're very excited for it. It sounds really, really good. And we're just going to be making some shirts of the EP cover art. And,
Do you think if someone's just getting started, they should invest some money in merch and have a merch table?
I think they should invest in
Like, does it help you guys? Does that
It
help
helped
you
us
guys
a
little
lot.
bit? Maybe not probably not a lot, but like
For us, we were very grateful because
eating out later
Yeah.
after the show or
Right.
gas. You know what I
I think-
mean?
yeah.
Like I have
I'm
a
gonna-
small business,
I'm gonna
so
shout out-
I know how to.
Right,
You know what I mean?
of course,
Like
yeah.
I get it.
I want to shout out someone that made our merch for us. It's called
Please.
Fire Merch Plug, FYRE Merch Plug. They are great, so kind, so polite. They get their work done very, very
And if
fast.
y'all give me, I'll link up with y'all for all y'all social media stuff.
Yes. Yeah,
And
100%.
anybody that I want to plug, if you
Yeah,
give
yeah,
me
yeah.
stuff,
I want to give a shout out to that gentleman because he's helped us out making so much merch for a very great and reasonable price.
That's cool.
And we make a lot of profit from it, and then we're like now have opened a bank account just for band funds, which is very exciting, very fun, and we're saving up for a lot of our own stuff. But in terms of your question, I think what bands need to do is invest in two things. You got to invest in rehearsals, and then you got to invest in shows, because people aren't going to be buying your merch if they don't at least like what they're hearing. You know what I mean? So you got to rehearse for that, and then if you start investing in shows, that's how you build an audience. And in terms of how you get that audience, we all had to struggle with this, but it's just don't be afraid to ask other bands, like, hey, can I open for you? Or hey, is there a slot open? It's like, what the worst that they're gonna do is give you a no, either directly or indirectly. And that doesn't change how you wake up in the morning, and it doesn't change how good you are as a band. So I guess that's my answer. I think you should invest in building your audience first, and after that, make some merch and pump it out and advertise it.
So whose job is it to promote? So if you have a show at the end of the month, should it be the venue's job only? Or should it be the venue, obviously maybe posting something on social media?
Yeah.
And do you guys at some level have a responsibility to also promote yourself?
Very good question.
It makes
I guess-
everything.
Yeah, like I said, I think some venues don't have active social media pages. Yeah, and they really should, because I don't understand. You're just losing the opportunity of money in there, which I don't know. But I think some.
I mean,
venues-
technically it's free advertising, right?
It's
If you
just a
have
click and
enough
a post
friends and
from your social
followers,
media, yeah.
then
But
the
I-
algorithms line up right.
I think that it should be both. The venue naturally has to do it because that is their business, And I can make the same argument for the band because that is also their business. So yeah.
Do you think bands depend too much on the venue?
I think without the venue, there is nowhere for them to play. But there's also a lot of, we played some shows where it's just some guy who goes to like a skate park. He gets like just a couple of PA systems and he plug and play. That's where the scene is. That is very much where the culture is and all that. And I love that stuff a lot. But I also do love venues because that is also where the culture is. So I think without venues, we do lose a lot of opportunities. But I think we'd be able to manage. So in terms of that question, yes and no as well. It would depend. On
Why do you think venues are closing?
I guess because people
because we are not during like the pandemic.
Yeah.
We can blame like a little bit on COVID there for a while, but
naturally
Acadia was closed. You know what I mean?
I think the reason why Acadia closed is apparently the guy just didn't want to pay the lease for it. So I don't think it may, because Acadia, man, they could fish people in, and people were going there. There was constant shows going in there, but some people.
So is that why it closed?
I think so. It's purely just a lease thing. I don't think it was to do anything with the people thing. And I know that that same thing that also is happening with the End. I think they were like on the brink of closing, but I still think they're going because they set up a GoFundMe and everything. And I think they got enough money for them to still keep going. At least as far as I know. So I think venues are closing because people are greedy and they just don't care about music. But I also wouldn't be surprised if venues are closing purely because they're just not hosting bigger artists and the mainstream artists.
People just maybe aren't like showing up.
Yeah, it's hard to convince people to go to a local show.
Dude, it is, even when they're free.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
it's like, what do you have to lose? What are you going to be doing on this Saturday night that you
I've asked
no
so
plans
many
to?
friends of mine, and they said, and like they just gave me a thumbs up.
Shit, you got a
They just
thumbs
give
up?
me a
I
thumbs
get
up.
left on scene. That's what
Yeah,
I do.
see,
Dude,
and
I'm
I
fine,
do
let's
a
go.
lot of shows down at Scout, like with my other business on Thursday night.
Yeah.
Good luck. we have another band, Inertia.
Oh yeah, the band that
We opened up for like a kind of a death metal lineup. We're not, DFE, and we're out of our element.
Yeah,
It's a Thursday night. There's
no
a
one
band,
there.
but then 5 people, and then
like when we played at BFE, because what like the second time?
with Garbage Brooklyn.
No.
With Inertia.
Yeah, it was dead.
Yeah.
It was dead.
Thankfully, whenever I want to give a shout out to Garbage Girlfriend too, because oh my fucking god, did they get a good fucking crowd?
Dude, they bring in a lot of people.
A shit ton of people, and that's
And they stay.
Yeah, they stay.
I think
too.
yeah.
Whenever we were playing BFE, there was like 5 bands in the bill. We were the second to last band to play. We still had a pretty fun crowd, regardless, you know. So I gotta give props to those guys.
They're very wise beyond their years. Let's say that. I had to keep stopping myself. It's funny. We don't watch it Tuesdays when theirs gets aired. I had to pause a lot because I kept forgetting how young they were.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I couldn't stop. You know what I mean?
They're
It's
very
different, but
good.
they're very professional.
Yeah.
They were raised right then.
Yeah, I guess
Yeah,
so.
we have to do everything on our own.
Yeah, no, we didn't have. I would kill to have a mom manager.
Oh, dude,
Yeah,
it's
for
a
sure.
whole.
Yeah.
All of their parents are super somehow
Really?
involved
Yeah,
in
and that's what makes them
everything.
Their
Yeah.
secret is always connections. And that's how it's always
well,
going
us,
to be.
we have to do everything.
We're building connections, but Miguel likes us. We're off to a good first step, right?
Now that's true.
Well, y'all could. What are y'all doing? Where is it? Y'all could play here. The last year, Saturday of the month, they're trying to do live music here. They've done it like 2 months in a row.
Whoa.
And they do like a whole setup in this corner.
Really?
Those are acoustic bands, right? Okay.
And they do a whole thing, and everyone's always in this corner. That's all this is. So
You've seen us play live.
because when I pulled up, the person he was like, "Wait, were you interviewing me?" And I told him, he was like, "Tell him to come and play."
Wait, when was it?
So the last Saturday of the month is when they're trying to get live music here.
Right.
So anybody that watches this and wants to come
Please,
play,
That's a crazy idea.
Yeah.
please come hit them up.
We don't have a bass.
Hold on, yeah, hold on one second.
Nah, it's fine.
Okay. Maybe by the end of September.
So let's talk about personal lives, because you guys
well,
are all
yeah.
young.
Yeah.
So Girlfriend, wife, children.
So many children.
I'm way too young. Okay, well, first off, ladies, I am single.
All right.
Hey,
I'm
get
single.
in my DM.
Yeah.
I will make that
Please,
happen.
I'm single. But anyways, yeah. I'm currently in college.
Very cool. What are you majoring? Is it
And-
something with music or
Actually,
no?
yeah.
Is it?
is.
Okay.
It is music.
His garbage girlfriends, none of them want to go to college for music. That's
Really?
Well, if they keep going at the
They
rate,
all have
if they keep going at the rate that they're going, they don't need college.
They don't
you know?
need to. Me,
So,
I just
keep that
I just go.
mentality.
Shout out to one of their moms.
Yes.
That She
Yeah.
was like,
Yeah.
world tour, like,
Yeah.
college is getting delayed for a year.
And you want to go now?
I guess so, considering I'm right next to it. But 20 years old, also single. Yeah. And I just got accepted to University of Houston, to UH.
I'm shocked that you did.
All right.
Dude, that's cool.
It was a good accomplishment. So,
Smile, y'all. It's a big deal.
Can you clap for me, you
I
fucking
know
assholes?
y'all want to be
Jesus
like rock
Christ.
stars and stuff, but like, this
I
is
know.
a big deal.
I know. It was very, and I didn't know. They fucked me over so hard though. Cut that out, please.
I will.
Because okay, you may or may not have to cut this whole section out. They took forever to take my application. They took my application the first week of August. Keep in mind that classes start on the 19th of August. So I'm pretty sure all my classes that I want to take,
Are gonna be all. It's gonna be all.
it's probably already taken. And I probably have to wait till like the second quarter
What
semester.
were you trying to major in?
I'm still majoring in like English and things
Okay.
like that because it can lead to a lot of cool things like psychiatry or a whole shit ton of communications as well. We come into that stuff. So just English, but I
I have an
don't.
associate's degree in psychology.
Oh, that's nice.
Cool.
I actually managed a female sober living for like 3 years.
Isn't that nice?
When I first came back to Houston in 2018.
Does that help you in interviews?
Sometimes, well, it's funny because I used to have a whole other podcast.
Okay.
That's still, like, I still run the Facebook page for it, and
That's
social
cool.
media, called Let's Talk Recovery Houston. And it was based on recovery, and it's people sharing their recovery stories.
Right.
So yeah, and I always have to stop myself because I want to say that when I'm doing this podcast. Like I swear I sound retarded saying my name all, like the name of this one, because I always want to be like, and I'm like,
Like muscle memory.
wrong fucking
Yeah,
podcast,
yeah.
dude. No, this is dude. I probably someone's not myself.
I was like, yeah.
Drummer, are you next?
Oh yeah, no, what's your personal life looking like?
Single kid.
No kids.
That you know.
Not,
Thank God.
not necessarily single, but not,
Wait, what? Actually?
not.
Also,
He
also
might
like,
be dating
Yeah,
someone.
yeah.
Okay,
That-
there
that-
could be a
that's
lady
our-
in his DM.
Yeah.
That's our first time hearing this actually, so I'm interested.
Good job, bud.
Yeah, man, good job.
Not necessarily single. You can quote him on that, whatever that means.
I'm lonely as fuck.
And there's not a line for them, so it's like it's complicated, right?
That's what it is. Okay. It's complicated
I
status.
love it. So none of y'all have kids.
Not that I
Not
know.
yet.
No.
Not yet. Do y'all
Not-
want it?
not-
Is that something?
not for a long time.
I like
Okay,
to
so
be-
here
Yeah.
you're in school. You're in school
Yeah.
Working.
working.
Yeah.
Do you guys also work? Or
Yes, I
okay.
work. I also have a job.
So
This
could
band-
you realistically, if I'm gonna say a band that's not together anymore, sadly, say Hold On Hollywood.
They're not together anymore?
Really? Shocker! Breaking news. No, they're not together.
Really? They got so much publicity too.
I will fill you. Please take this part out of it when you're editing it.
Yeah.
Like the last couple minutes. Say a band came to you guys and was like, hey, we're doing a little tour through like the South. Could you guys do that? Well, because like Hold On Hollywood got to go on tour with like Candlebox.
Right.
So if someone
Great
came
band, by the way.
to you guys and was like, hey, is that something like y'all realistically could do?
And this is like in an ideal situation where we have like a full band, right?
Full band,
I think
everything's rocking.
Actually, you know, you just brought us
They
a
come
great-
to you and you're like, let's go, come join us on this tour.
Erol, do you think you do it?
My job is pretty flexible, so I think.
Well, no, there's not a right or wrong answer because some people, I've interviewed a band and they were all like, no. Like, no, we don't want to do that. Like, they're totally cool just vibing in the local music scene.
Yeah.
they have no desire to go,
Yeah.
and they do
Make
have
it
like
bigger.
wives and kids, but they have no desire to do
I think we are at
any
the
of
right
that.
age where we can do that, because I don't want to say we don't have anything to lose, but at the same time, we don't have anything to lose. If we do, all we would lose is money. But if you're, a lot of money. But you're saying that a bigger band has invited us, then that's a different situation because they're the ones that are inviting us and essentially kind of looking after us and taking care of us. And I would say yes. That's the dream right there. It really, really is the dream.
It is, and then also like touring. That's a great experience. Great experience.
Yeah.
And you get to travel too.
Yeah, that's the best part. Yeah.
So, collectively, did you guys always know you wanted to be in a band?
That's a great question.
Like growing up,
Yeah.
what do you want to be? You were
I
like
didn't-
firemen, ballerinas.
Yeah.
Were you guys like, I'm gonna play guitar?
But I got into
Were you
guitar.
humming in the shower?
I started playing, or the reason why I started wanting to play guitar was because I found this band in my 8th grade year of middle school, right? And they're called TWM. They're this band from Canada, and they dress up in these robot costumes, and they're insane. And they're this electronic rock synth rock group. Fantastic. There's this one song where the guitarist starts off her song with this fucking brain melting solo. And I couldn't believe that this robot man was shredding on a guitar. And I'm like, that's what I want to do. So I picked up a guitar my freshman year of high school, started listening to the Beatles around my sophomore year. Yes, I was very big into the Beatles back in my high school years. And then I saw their rooftop performance for the Get Back things. And when I saw that, set for me. I was like, I want to do this. I want to do what they do in a sense. And my tastes and opinions and my whole direction of band is very much not what the Beatles do nowadays. But I have to give it to them. If it weren't for them, I wouldn't have the pursuit to be in a band.
So here's a fun question I'll ask y'all. Do you think it was easier in the 60s, 70s era, Woodstock, the 80s, or now to be in the music scene?
I think back then it was easier.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing really much else to do. Nowadays everyone's on social media or something here and there. But back then you really had nothing else to do. If you really wanted to play music, you would go out there and seek out people. You would, if you want to get big, you needed to be good. So good people always come good. So
not to mention that there was always new genres still being explored and discovered, and that was so exciting back then. Now we've discovered them all, and now people are just putting two genre names together and say this is the new thing. Yeah, so now that just makes the whole.
Not even get me started. That's the whole thing.
And that just makes the whole scene even more confusing.
Yeah.
This one band can be indie rock and they're super chill and lo-fi, and then the other indie rock is screaming their brains out and blowing the mic up. So it's what is anything anymore?
What's that genre called? What genre? No. When they scream on the mic.
That's 15 different genres right there.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't know that's existed until a few months ago.
Screamo is usually screamo, but then there's your post-punk or your fuzz punk or your pop punk or your this. There's just so many words, and it's everything is now undecided, I guess. It can be anything. So I think because of that, it creates a lot of confusion in the scene, and everything is constantly changing. Maybe there's an old record that came out that was labeled under the grunge album, right? And now we have new albums coming out still labeled under grunge. What is grunge anymore? Because this sounds completely different to what this used to be. So I don't know. I think it was, like I said, it was a lot easier back then because things were a lot more simplified. You had to be good to gig, and there was just more exciting things going on because there were still new kinds of sounds to be discovered that weren't really ever discovered before. New genres were we're this, but you could also be classified as that.
That's a good answer. I love it. I love that. What advice would you guys give to someone that's trying to break into the music scene?
Don't give a fuck about what people tell you, or don't care. Just be authentically yourself, and don't have any shame in who or what you are, because there is going to be bands that are fucking better than you. There's going to be friends that don't go to your shows and make you not believe in what you do, and there may be even times where there's parents who don't even believe in you, you know. And to that, I have to say, I guess respectfully or without respect, depending on how you want to see it, that they can go fuck themselves. And I think that you need to be you, because there's only one you, and there's only one creative mind that you have to put out. Because if you want to go into the music scene and you really are passionate of what you do, you have to tell yourself that this is what you really are gonna do, despite all the fucking odds that are staring you down. Like, if you want to go on tour with a bunch of bands that you made friends with, look at everything. Look at the finances. Look at all the money you're gonna be losing. This is a bad financial move. Fucking do it. Do it anyway. Do it because you're going to go to cities where you may never even play there again. But if you go viral there for one thing that someone recorded, or what if that city just fucking falls in love with you? You know, they just talk about you. And I think you just have to do it. My advice is just fucking do it and don't give a fuck. Just go in there and charge it. Maybe it's a little irresponsible to say, but I've only now just kind of obtained that attitude and mindset, and God, I wish I had that so much earlier in this whole thing, so I wouldn't be just constantly drowning.
I'm 40 and wish I had that earlier.
Well, it's not too late. You could be 80, and I'd still be like, you fucking go get it, old timer. You know what I mean? I would still be saying that, and I'll be saying all this stuff so my fucking bones wither away. Oh my. No way.
Damn, dude.
Oh my God.
Dog's about to be on a podcast. It's about to be on
That's the cutest thing ever.
Dude, I love this. So what shows, let's plug y'all shows. What shows?
Okay, so we're going to the famous or infamous White Swan show on September 14th.
Have you ever played there before?
Fuck, we played there twice, and it's a nightmare each time. You can leave this in for all I fucking care. Their sound system is probably the worst fucking thing that I've ever experienced in my entire goddamn fucking life.
It's the charm.
Sure, it's the charm when you're left deaf for like 2 days.
He's like 100 years old. Give him some slack.
I mean, dude, the guy's real, man. Like, let the guy.
Can I say something about this man? I don't know what. Okay, so he was hilarious because there's one band as they're ready to do sound checks, but I guess the sound engineer, as he said, 100 years old, no teeth, right? Wears like still at his age, wears like a weed like bandana hoodie.
Yeah.
More power to the guy, right? When I get old, I'm just like him. I want to be just like that man right there. Because
I want to live to be 100.
That's true. But he went to go take a piss, and one of the band's like, "Hey, Alejandro, could you get the sound engineer for us so we can start sound checking?" I'm like, "Sure thing." I told the guys to go call him, and he comes to me like after he's done taking. He's like, "I was just taking a piss. What do you want me to come out there with my dick out pissing all over the floor? I gotta piss. You gotta let me piss, and then I'll go do my goddamn job." And I'm just
say that?
pretty much that's what he said. And I was just like, "All right, man. I was just doing what I was told."
Too old for this.
Pretty much.
I have actually vended. That's
Vended
the
at
only
White Swan.
reason I know what that place is.
Yeah.
So I vended there once. And
I
was
don't
like, the fuck?
Yeah.
The fuck?
It's
this place.
It's very
The
charming. I'll say
fuck?
that much. I love and I hate it, but.
Dude, those people with the pig head did their whole thing there.
Yes!
Yeah.
That's what he got very famous for. Someone threw a.
That's why everybody knows that now.
Yeah, they brought it to decapitated head, pig head. And
They
they're
made
like,
like TNT and stuff.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, the whole thing.
insane. But we're playing there on September 14th.
Okay.
We are playing somewhere. We got invited to a show on the 21st of September. And then we have a Halloween show on October 26th. And we're dressed up and playing all kinds of music.
Where's that show gonna be?
That's gonna be at Skate Easy 7, a skate shop, like a little park. Well, not a skate shop, it's just a skate park.
We've played there a few months back.
Yeah, we played there once, and it was phenomenal. It was one of our best shows that we played
Dude,
on.
that's dope.
Best crowd ever, by the way.
And it's a skate park, but it's not.
Yeah.
It's just a public skate park that you can go
It's
to.
outside too.
So you can just post up and.
Yeah, you can just set up your PA system there, start playing.
There's no fee. You just go in, just like see it.
There's gonna be tacos there too.
That's cool.
Yeah, they do tacos and burgers there. So
Dude, that's dope.
yeah, but we're probably gonna get even more shows.
I hope. I
Yeah.
hope.
So it's just following us on at Sons of Honey HTX, wherever you want, social media, Instagram, TikTok.
Not Facebook. Fuck Facebook.
Fuck Facebook, man. I'm not giving Mark Zuckerberg a penny, man.
I'm gonna be in Facebook jail for like
Shit, he
a
does
month.
it. I give him more than just a penny, man. God damn it, Mark. Fuck you, Mark Zuckerberg. But yeah, as those are the 3 shows that we have lined up as of right now. Definitely more to come. A lot of more things to come.
Do you guys go, maybe individually in your spare time, do you guys go out to shows? Like, do you guys go out and watch other people play?
When we have the time.
Yeah.
We like seeing a lot of the bands that we've been friends with and just going to support them. I really love doing that. It's just great to see them and then have a little chat with them afterwards, you know.
Do you think enough bands really support each other in the local music scene?
Not even a little bit, no.
Okay.
And I can't say I blame them because there's some people that are in the music scene that, for the most part, they're not even in one band, they're in multiple bands. And not only are they in multiple bands, sometimes they may also be in school, and sometimes they may also have a job. Sometimes they're doing I knew a girl that was doing all 3 of those things. She was in multiple bands, she had a job, she had 2 jobs, and she was in university. So if they don't have the time to even go, I can't say I necessarily blame them, but I also think that it is something that they should at least, maybe they do try. Yeah, maybe they do try their absolute best. But I think that it should be something that should happen a lot more. I think more local bands should go out and support each other. And because it's just a nice thing, you build your community a lot stronger that way.
No, I mean, that's the whole point of this podcast, right? Is to get the local music scene to actually support each other.
Yeah. But I think any kind of support, whether from artists or from people, is...
Do you guys stay for shows? So if you're on a bill, but maybe you're playing first or second, do you guys stay for the rest of the show? Or do you guys sometimes leave? And this isn't, I do it sometimes. There's not a right or
We do that.
I do it sometimes. It's a thing that I have noticed in a lot of venues, like from a vendor, right? That sometimes people will come and just see their band, and then they just leave.
Yeah, I like to because I think it's just a nice act of courtesy. You know, I really like staying and watching everybody because who knows, maybe this band will like legitimately blow you away.
Dude, sometimes you hear some shit.
But also, like, sometimes, like, we even have to, because, like,
we're the last band.
Yeah, like the last band playing. So we have to stay anyways.
So when I was a vendor at that show, y'all were the last band, right?
At the Bohemio show?
Yeah.
I believe so, yes.
Okay.
I don't.
And a lot of people left before you guys got to play.
Yeah. But thankfully we still had Garbage Girlfriend's crowd, and they were very fun.
So stay for a whole show.
No, but you paid
Dude,
money for it.
especially in free shows. Why the fuck are you not staying for a fucking free show?
I think people are just, they get lazy, they have no patience, or maybe it's also, you gotta, Houston heat is also no joke, and it fucking stinks.
Is that hard playing outside? Is it hard when you're...
It depends.
It depends how hot it is. I guess I always keep water with me all the time when I'm performing, and I'm always chugging that, so not really.
So you guys are available for booking, right?
As
If
of right now,
somebody watches this,
Yeah.
are y'all schedule pretty open? If somebody watches this, and then all of a sudden they DM me and they're like...
When does this podcast air?
So you guys will air 8/27.
27? Then I want to say...
So Garbage Girlfriends is Tuesday. Then I have Rowdy because I literally filmed them the same day, and then you guys.
I think...
Because this used to be an every other week. Now it's every week.
I want to say that, yeah, we'll be open to booking. Let's just...
Shout out to my tech person. Sorry for all the extra stress.
Shout out. But let's say we'll be booking, we're open to booking in pretty much all of September.
Okay, cool.
And past September, we're totally down. So, yes. Short answer to your question, yes. Yes.
I love it. This is awesome.
If we apply, I'll find a Facebook.
I'm sure we will. Hopefully.
Good. This is so much fun, y'all. Do
Yeah.
you want to do shout outs to anybody? If you have some crazy stories, I'm down to hear that.
Do you have any stories?
Thankfully, I think if you do have cool stories, that means that something has hit the fan. And thankfully, everything goes relatively smoothly. I can't remember. I mean, other than the time that we got water thrown at us at Super Happy Fun Land, everything's been smooth sailing.
Dude, yeah, don't throw water.
Yeah, don't throw water at the bands, please. There's a lot of electricity involved.
You can throw it at the drummer.
Throw at the drummer for, yeah, he would appreciate
I
that.
thought it felt great.
Yeah, man. I'm sure your amp wouldn't feel great if even more water was thrown.
I'm glad that like it wasn't even on me.
That is.
Yeah.
Don't be at JK shows.
Yeah. But thankfully,
Don't be drunk to be a dick.
well, I have one funny story myself. When we first played at BFB, I was just so excited that I got 4 hours of sleep. I was dreadful. So I just chugged a bunch of monsters, and my stomach was immediately like, hey, that's not a good idea. So I go into the BFB bathroom, blow it the fuck up, right? Completely filled with shit. I'm like, oh my god. I'm stressing out because I got a stomach ache. I just fucking blew up the bathroom. I'm running on 4 hours of sleep. The moment I walk on stage, I'm like, this is gonna be the best show I play. And it
Was
was.
it the best show?
It was the best show that we did.
So was nerves an issue? Do you guys get nervous?
I get nervous trying to fall asleep, but that's just a personal issue.
I'd say that like you get used to it.
Yeah, definitely.
Because like I would say like the first like few shows when we played, of course, it's nervous. But like now we've been playing for like almost a year, and now like we're just like okay on stage now.
The way I see it too is that now that we actually have things to sell, we have music to sell, we have merch to sell, we have Instagram pages to sell, TikToks to sell. I want to prove that we are worth your time. So to me, it's like I'm gonna fucking put on a show, whether it be the last thing that I do, you know. So that's the way I see it. It's more of like I'm not nervous. It's just like I have a job to do. I'm gonna get this shit done.
Do you think that that's lacking nowadays? Like, so when we're paying for certain, like, our favorite artists,
Yeah.
sometimes it's like a whole experience, right?
Yeah.
So, like, okay, Swifties,
Yeah.
like, right, that's a whole thing.
What?
Swifties, like Taylor Swift, that's a whole thing. Apparently, I've never been.
I know.
Heat,
Yeah.
right? Hers as well, like acrobats, and it's like
Yeah.
a whole thing. So,
I'll say that even if I don't like Swift,
should it be a show? Like,
I
should you
believe
be
so,
also
especially when you're-
entertaining or just standing up there and playing?
no, because you're paying money for it. Not only that, it's your money that you worked hard for. You know what I mean? And not only that, but I'm surprised when they're just sitting there and just playing. Like, you rehearsed this how many times? You wrote this, how many hours did you spend slaving over the song to get it just the way that you wanted? Only for you to just stand there and not even give any effort? To me, that's why I don't get it. It's like, why not go all out? Because this, God knows, it could be the last show you ever do, you know? What if something horrible happens, you know? So it's I think it goes for both parts. That yes, it needs to be a show because people are paying for you, and yes, it needs to be a show because you worked so hard for this. Why not go all out? You know, that's how I see it.
I love it.
Yeah.
Great answer. This is fun. We've already gone over an hour.
Yeah.
Can you believe it? So anything else? Any more shout outs? Or you guys want to say bye? Girls, get in there. I'm gonna do a whole voiceover, like, get in
I
there.
think. Is there any shout outs?
Everybody always forgets somebody.
Shout out to Sons of Honey.
That's us.
I love it.
Shout out to Sons of Honey. Sons of Honey HTX. Shout out to those guys.
Shout out to Andy.
Shout out to Matt Honey from Oklahoma. Shout out to.
Dude, I'm gonna stalk this shit out of
Shout out to great idea. Sweet Fighter. They just released their sophomore album. They released their second album, and it's fucking phenomenal.
I love that album.
And yeah, really, really. They're playing at Dan Electro's this Sunday, or well, it probably airs before that, but they're playing and they're doing a lot of great stuff. Sweet Fighter TX is their social media. They're just the biggest of sweethearts. They are so professional, and they're by far like the greatest sounding band that I've seen in the scene so far. Like, they are incredible, a phenomenal top-notch act. They're great, really out of this world. Sweet Fighter. And both Preacher while we're at it too. Yeah, some very good sweethearts there.
Oh, they played with you. I
Yes,
saw
they
that.
did.
Yeah.
I fucking love those guys.
Yeah, we love playing with them. They're very sweet people.
I'm
And,
like, wait, I've seen them.
yeah. both Preacher and Sweet Fighter are like our guys. We really love those guys.
Very cool. We gotta get you guys all on a build together.
Yeah, we played on a bill together once.
Yeah,
for our Dan Electro show.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, like it was
oh yeah, Bone Creature, yeah.
Yeah,
No, yeah, that was the first time
That was
y'all
the first time
played
we played
together.
with Bone
Yeah.
Creature.
Yeah.
And we haven't played with Sweet Fighter in a hot minute, so we definitely gotta have it.
Let me get you guys on a scout. Shout out to fucking Thomas. Come on. Chris Harding, make this shit happen. Dude, this was so much fun.
It
Thank
was
you
an absolute
guys.
blast.
Yeah.
Thank you for having us. It was an absolute pleasure.
Came out in the rain and shit.
Yep.
It was
It was
No, this is cool.
Yeah, it was an absolute blast. Thank you so much for having us.